right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it once again. My bad, I've been gone for a couple days. For some reason, I couldn't get this game to work, and I had to go purchase it or whatever. Today, we're on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I don't know how long it's been, honestly, but this is another one of those Call of Duties that I played heavily back then. You know, max prestige, all the variants. It's pretty much straightforward. This is also the start of jetpack games, if I'm not mistaken. This is probably one of the first exosuit games that people are also really not a fan of, but we're just gonna jump right into it. This is probably one of my favorite jetpack games. It goes Black Ops 3, then this, and then Infinite Warfare. But let's get right into it. I highly doubt we're gonna find the game, so we'll just do like a small review. This shit came out in 2014. God, I'm old, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, they're still advertising World War II and the message of the day. Yeah, I'm old, bro. But I don't even know where to begin with this game. This game just started a whole different side of Call of Duty compared to what we know today. If you guys don't know, or if you didn't play Advanced Warfare back then, this game has supply drops. Supply drops were an in-game little system to where you can earn anything between helmets, exosuits, chest plates, pants, kneecap, shoes. With this game, also introduced weapon variants that would give a small boost to certain guns and would kind of be pay to win depending on what variant you would get. It really, it would be good. Actually, no, I don't think it was a good feature because a lot of people just wasn't lucky enough to get some of these variants. That, or they just wasn't gonna sit here and spend hundreds of dollars just to get certain variants. So if you were lucky to get half the shit that's in this game, then, we're going to take a look at the classes right here. As you see on my classes, we got a couple of the main guns that everyone was kind of, going after. We got the HBR-A3 Insanity, which, if I'm not mistaken, I got pretty early on. Okay, let me explain the system and how the procedures work. So hopefully they have it on here. Let me see. Player card, calling card. Hopefully they have it. Oh, okay, prestige. So as you guys can see, we have the normal prestiges, like in every Call of Duty, right? It goes all the way up to 10 if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, wait. Okay, this one goes to 15 prestige, and then you got Prestige Master, right? This is in the base game. It was pretty straightforward, goes up to 55 if I'm not mistaken, and then boom, you just prestige. But then later on down the line, which was a crazy update, they added another set of prestiges called Grandmaster Prestige. And it will basically just be gold versions of the prestiges that were already in the game, but each prestige even gives you a certain weapon variant. Now, I don't remember what specific guns came with what prestige. I probably have it linked. Basically, it would just help people get sought after variants quicker. Like if you were looking for the Doctor, for the Morse, or the Speakeasy for the ASM-1, or the Obsidian Steve for the Bow 27. Like some of these variants or some of these prestiges would give you that exact variant. It just, I don't know which one was to which, but this is crazy. This game had 30, like back then seeing 30 prestiges in a game was crazy. If I'm not mistaken, this is also the first Call of Duty to add more prestiges onto the first set that they already had, which was, I don't know, it was different. It was definitely different. There's a lot of things that came with this game. I'm gonna just start off by saying this game introduced customizable score streaks. And like I said, if you guys didn't play this game, yes, you heard me correct. Customizable score streaks. Now, I personally didn't run score streaks in this game. I mean, okay, I did, but I know a lot of my classes don't have them, which is crazy. I don't think any of my classes have them. But okay, we're just gonna make a class, right? We're gonna use this. We're gonna actually get rid of these. So as you can see, you got aerial recon, UAV, like you got the normal base score streaks, right? And then, but if you see at the bottom right, it says customize. If you click customize on one of the score streaks that you're hovering over, you can see right here. And this is where shit gets interesting. So when I mean by customize it, it would just be small little upgrades upon your kill streak. So this would turn it into, support streaks to, the carryover after death. It would turn orbital so it won't get shot down. Threat detection, the speed of it, scrambler, enemy direction, extra time. Like it would just be small upgrades. Some of these would be good depending on which one that you do. So for system hack, you have disable equipment, flash, assist points, extended time, more extended time, disable exosuit, and disable streaks. Now, if you guys played this in this prime, system hack was borderline impossible to like, it was so broken. I think they had to nerf it because it would just be a pop-up on your screen every single time, and it would be so annoying. This also added exo abilities, right? So these would basically be other small upgrades to your character's boost, like other than boost jumping. So you got exo shield, overclock, mute device, stem, cloak, hover, ping, and trophy system. Trophy system was probably the best one if you were playing hardpoint. I think in public matches, I think they disabled this in ranked, but I don't know, it's been so long. I mostly ran overclock and cloak sometimes. I don't know, this was just different. Like, I wish they would bring something like this back. Like, for Black Ops 7, I hope that they said some form of exo movement would be coming back. I just hope that they do something like this to where it's like little upgrades to your character's movement, or just like this, like mute device silences your footsteps, even though I don't think you would hear people boost jumping more than you would hear their footsteps. The stem would come in handy. Cloak would come in handy sometimes. It just depends. Like I said, trophy system is good. Shield is good. I don't remember a lot of these. I mostly ran overclock. It gave you a temporary boost of speed, and obviously if you were a search and destroy player back then and you were doing rush routes, this was probably the best option for you. You got the the exo launches, which is just the lethal and tacticals, nothing special here. You got your frag grenades, stun grenades, variable grenade. Like this is just lethals and tacticals, nothing special about this. This was annoying though. This was borderline. This is like a tomahawk. This is all that was, if I'm not mistaken. This was also annoying. If you know, you know. But yeah, this game was heavily based on variants. So as you see, there's the normal gun here, the ASM-1. There's no additional stats. There's no stats at all to this. You just got the base stats for the gun. But if you see over here, this is the ASM-1 magnitude. As you can see, it's +2 to the range, but it's -1 in handling and mobility. Depending on which variant you would get will be game changing depending on what you have. But like I said earlier in the video, people were heavily going for the speakeasy. Now let's go over to the speakeasy stats. The ASM-1 by itself was already good. Was a good SMG. You could borderline use it as an assault rifle and you would still do good with it. But with the speakeasy, right, it would come with a grip already. Like, so you see the normal ones don't really have a grip. This was the only one that came with a grip already attached to it. It had a built-in extended mag, -1 in damage, but the +2 in fire rate made up for it. And you would kill people so fast with this gun that was actually ridiculous. And there's also -1 on range. But honestly, that one drop off, it didn't feel like that, because you would run a build like, let me see, you would run a build like this, right? So like I said, built-in extended max. So you would either run advanced rifling, which gives you +2 on your range, and let's say if you put on, like, I know it says foregrip, but like there's a grip already on it, so you didn't really need to run it. So what I would do, I would probably do quick draw. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, you didn't really need to control this gun. Like this is just me controlling it right now. Like it damn near had no recoil. And also, yeah, I forgot there was a firing range in this game. But yeah, there was, like, you didn't need to control this gun, bro. The grip on it alone would already be so good. Like and it would already kill fast with the +2 and fire rate as well. I got the worst. Hold on, I got the worst one. That's tough. Yeah, see, like, it would already just kill fast. And I don't know, this game is crazy when it came to certain variants. Like I said, you got the bow, which we're gonna take a look right here. You see +2 in damage, +1 in mobility, but you got a -1 in handling, fire rate, and accuracy. This was probably, if not one of the fastest killing guns in the game. If we're just gonna exclude the speakeasy, this is probably one of the fastest killing guns in the game, without a doubt. You also see the Battle Inferno, which I got. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually one of the prestige weapons that you got. Like I said, I don't know which one it was for, but you see it's +1 in fire rate when it already shoots borderline like the whole bar, which is crazy. But it's a -3 in handling and +2 in, or no, -3 in mobility, sorry, and +2 in handling. I don't know. You got the AK. The ammo for this is horrible, by the way. Like, I don't know. This right here, you had to put extended mags. If you didn't, you were basically out of luck. This runs out of ammo so quick. It was good, but the ammo count was horrible. But yeah, there would basically be other guns, you know, they added on down the line. The AE4, the STG. I think this is when they started teasing World War II. So they started adding shit like the M1 Garand, the lever action. What else did they add? They actually added another. The blunderbuss was crazy. And then they added the ohm. Now, hear me out. If you guys remember the ohm was so good. It was a hybrid between a shotgun and a LMG, but it was an energy weapon. It was so, like, the reload noise was so, it was so good. You got the M19, which is basically a revolver. The only issue with this game was, like, there were so many variants in the game to the point where, like, in the beginning it was fine. But later on down when the season passes and stuff started to come along, it was kind of impossible to start getting certain guns and like certain equipment. So as you see my character, you see my character is like pulsing a little bit. This means I have all the accessories to this specific like gear, whatever you want to call it. So they had so many sets in this game, right? To where if you wear the full set, you would get a small XP bonus upon having the full set on, which is gonna go right here. How about this Atlas Tier 1 set? Notice how the bottom right it says set bonus, increase XP gains in the match by 5%. And it really wasn't like a big XP difference, but I mean, I guess it will help. But as you see, like you have different sets to a lot of different things. And depending on how much you play this game or depending on how much you spent, you would just get a lot of like random parts or random equipment to different sets, if that makes sense. Like as you can see on my screen, let me see. You get shit like that, like this. The Backdraft Exo Elite, the Psychedelic. What else? The Exo Scout. As you can see, I'm just missing the gloves and the pants. Exo Zombie. Like you would just get like random sets to different things, and it would just be like you would really have to sit here and spend a lot of money on this game just to get half of this shit. So it was really random, and a lot of people really didn't like this. Then they started adding different sets, so it was always stuff like this that didn't have like a certain thing. Then it would be elite, enlisted, and then retired. Later on down the line, they did add retire, but I forgot what it means as well. But elite was basically what you wanted to get. Elite would always be like the top tier. You see like royalty pants, yeah. So, but then you have crazy shit like this. You get this purple outfit for hitting Grandmaster Prestige, but you know, I changed it because I'm a weirdo and I actually took the time to go out and get this, which is actually still pretty cool to this day. This might be the best, like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game, especially when we look at shit like this, but it's so cool. Like if you like customization like this, you just can't go wrong. Like this looks insane. But we're gonna try to find the game here. I know I've been, you know, talking too much about the main menu. Let's see if we can actually find the game. I highly doubt we're gonna find the game. If not, I'll just put it into a private match and we'll just go from there. As you can see right here, I didn't really go for camos back then. I mean, I did. Most of my guns have diamond on them, but I didn't really go for royalty. I didn't care about camos back then. There's also another game that took advantage of the customization options where you had like packs that you could buy: creature, lightning, magma, psychedelic, you know, champion, aces, disco, jackpot, which is crazy. These two were crazy back then. I do remember that. You will also get a whole outfit for completing the weapons mastery. Like it would give you this cool looking gold outfit or whatever. And now, if I'm not mistaken, there was also a gold version of this outfit too, but it was only for rank play. It was like the top 100 people or whatever, or top 50 people in the world. And it would literally just be a gold version of what I have on now. And it was so clean. I really wish I would have went for it back then. I probably wouldn't have gotten it because I'm trash. But it was so clean. But hopefully we find the game. I highly doubt that I was gonna find the game in general, but it wouldn't hurt to try. It's currently 9:55 in the morning for me, so and I'm pretty sure no one's playing this on a Wednesday. What day is it? Yeah. Pretty sure no one's playing this on a Wednesday. All right, but since we're not finding the game, we're just gonna go to private match. I am playing this on console, you know. We're not gonna sit here and risk my PC again. Maps were pretty straightforward. You know, obviously all these maps were designed around, you know, boost jumping and stuff. So we got Atlas Gorge, which is clearly a remake. Got Ascend, Biolab, Comeback Defender, Detroit, Green Bend, Horizon, Instinct, Recovery, Retreat, Riot, Solar. Riot is pretty much the best map to me on this game. I will stand on that hill. Has the best rush route in the middle, especially when we use the overclock ability. Then you got Solar, race, free race. Okay. We're just gonna pick. What are we gonna pick? I don't know what map. We'll pick Solar. It's more open. We're gonna have bots in the game. My recruit. All right. Once we get to a game, I will come back and yeah. All right. So we're just gonna load into a free fall game with bots here. Like I said, it's borderline impossible to find any type of game in these older Call of Duties. I'm surprised we found one in Ghost. I'm not gonna lie. That game I was honestly surprised that I found the game in, but no, that's obviously more populated than this shit. It's so weird coming back to these games with this FOV. It's just so different. Like Imagine if we had a jetpack game with like the shit that we got now, like omni movement and the way the map. Like look at the mini map. Look how it is. I think that's a if I'm not mistaken, that's a perk that lets your map be bigger like that. But it looks so weird. And then as you see at the bottom right, I got 2 XL abilities. Yeah, I don't know. How do I feel about this game? Like I said, it's the first jetpack game, so I mean, it was worth a try. But I would say, in my personal opinion, this is not the best jetpack game. But watching competitive on this was so good. Competitive on Advanced Warfare was so good to watch. The number one thing I honestly used to hate was getting panic punched in this game. So if you guys don't know what that is, where's the bot at? You basically do that. So just imagine, because some people would play this like a normal Call of Duty, right? Like they would use boost jumping, but like, you know, you would run into those certain people that couldn't like get it together. But just imagine bending the corner, right? You'll be right here, and then boom, you just get fucking socked in the face and just get pushed back because you like, I don't know. But this game brought a lot of change to Call of Duty that everyone wasn't expecting. Came to how the gameplay was when it came to the boost jumping. I just wonder what made them go this far into the future to bring a jetpack in. And this is what started supply drop. In my opinion, the supply drop system in this game is definitely not good. The way they executed it, how you couldn't really get almost... There's people out there that got lucky and got most of the cooler shit in the game. But they started adding like this bright blue octopus skins and, you know, all the different weapon variants in the game. Like, don't get me wrong, it is cool. But the way they went about it and how people would get it, like... I don't think they were into doing like challenges and stuff like that back then, so you really couldn't earn any of this unless you spend money or just play the game a lot. But even if you do play the game a lot, it still wasn't guaranteed that you got most of these weapons. So in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, they introduced something like crypto keys, right? Just another form of currency that you can earn from playing the game to buy supply drops and be able to get the weapons. Now, Infinite Warfare handled this probably the best out of all 3 games. So they added an armory with every single weapon variant in the game, right? And what you could do is, depending on how many crypto keys you saved up, you can honestly go and buy a specific variant that you wanted. It's probably one of the best systems that they added when it came to the supply drop system. I don't think they're ever going to revisit it. I think they're just going to stick to seasons now, which I don't know if that's better for Call of Duty or whatever, but I'm kind of glad that they just moved away from it. But it just depends. I don't think that I think they just winged it. It was like, yeah, we're going to put supply drops in here and we're just going to test it out. As you can see, this game is heavily futuristic. I'm running around with huge laser guns, boost jumping around. If I had to rate this game, I'd probably do like a 6 out of 10. I will not lie to you. Like, as much as I did like this game in the past, the way they went about it when it came to anything futuristic, it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't all that. In my opinion, they could have did way better. But yeah, how do you guys feel about this game? If you have to rate it 1 through 10, what would you rate it? I would give it a solid 6, just because nowadays, even thinking about how they went about it with this game, it just wouldn't work. Like, it wouldn't work at all. Like, they would have to completely figure out how they're going to do the movement. And personally, I think the jetpack games were definitely had like a skill gap. If you think about it, I'm not going to say more than the Omni movement system, but it definitely had sort of it had a skill gap. People would say it didn't, but I think it did. The game was just overall, it was decent. I'm not going to sit here and say it was bad, but it definitely did not feel like a Call of Duty game. Most people say that this is probably one of the most unrealistic games that they've ever played, which I would agree. Nothing about this screams Call of Duty besides what the game modes and stuff. Nothing about this. Maybe some of the guns, but even then, some of the guns have crazy stats to the variants. It would just be a pay to win. I remember in rank play, when I did used to play it sometimes, people would come in game trying to be like, oh, don't use variants. That's another mistake. They allow people to use variants in rank play. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but it was sickening. letting people use variants in rank play. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to correct myself on that, but I do remember them allowing you to use variants in rank play, and it was honestly the worst idea they ever could have possibly had. Hopefully it does get better though. I hope they honestly do add a jetpack game that's good, or some type of futuristic like setting to Black Ops 7. They did say Exorcist were gonna come back. I know I've been just yapping a lot, but I don't really have nothing else to say about the game. It's pretty straightforward. Competitive was good. The guns were broken. This was another game to where the guns were just insanely broken. Like I said, variants. It doesn't, matter of fact, it didn't even matter if you had a variant or not. It would just be broken. The maps were actually decent in my opinion.
Securing Bravo.
The gameplay, the supply drop system is pretty much the only negative thing that I would have to say, because it definitely separated people from, like, you could really die to the worst people just because you had the better gun than them.
Our UAV is online.
Let's call this DNA bomb in here. I think, is this a game ending here? Oh, it's not. Oh, it's a game ender. All right, like I said, I don't really have that much to say about this video. I knew it was going to be short from the beginning because I can't find the game, and I just don't really have much to say about this Call of Duty. Overall, is it the best jetpack game that we had out of the three? No, but is it a decent one that was playable back then? In my opinion, yes. I rate this game a solid 6 or a 7 out of 10. If it didn't have the supply drop system that it had in this game, then it would have been rated higher. If you guys want more videos like this, we're just gonna continue the series until we play every Call of Duty. But if you guys want more videos like this, please leave a like down below. Also comment down what's your favorite jetpack game. Like I said, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, or Black Ops 3. Personally, my order is Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare, and Infinite Warfare. And until next time, I'm out.
Inspire my eyes real low. Tryna get it back, know how that go. Cause I can't be sitting around, bro. Talking about real pain, this shit no joke. Cause I can't be sitting around, bro. Talking about real pain, this shit no joke. Can't stop my blunts like how they smoke.